But attractiveness comes in with adoption, and it comes in with foster care, and it comes in with a number of things in life. And so it's important that we understand that as well. Basically, this should probably say cuteness. And what is it? So now, which is cuter, the little boy? No, wait, the little puppy or the big dog? Okay, the little rabbit or the big hare? The little boy or the grown man? Exactly, right. Now, why is that the case? Because it's a cute baby, right? Large forehead to head ratio, symmetrical eyes, large eyes to face ratio, large head to body ratio, and symmetry. That is what's cuteness, and we are hardwired. This is true across any culture, all cultures. Some people don't believe that, so I show them this picture, and they go, well, you know, this is the highest paid model, or she was the highest paid model in the world. Not too convincing for a lot of the women in the audience, so I go to this one. Some people don't like that I use, you know, models and movie stars, so I show them this one. This is my dog, Lobo. You could sell tacos with it, right? And that's part of the reason this dog survived. This is the only breed of dog to survive in the Western Hemisphere. And part of the reason it survived was because it was cute. Sometimes too cute to eat, and so it's still here. No, seriously, things got pretty tough over here for a while, and so there's Lobo. It doesn't always work. Every rule has its exception. Okay, now, is this baby happy, sad, mad, angry, or what? Happy. How do we know that? By the way, no computer could tell you that. They've been working on artificial intelligence now for 25 years. And they cannot read facial expression. They can read faces, but they can't read facial expression. We know this child is happy. And how do we know? We know because of the slight little dimple here, a slight little fold in the eyes here. But we learned all that when we were very, 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 very small. And that capacity to discriminate facial expression is absolutely critical. Critical for social functioning. Is she trying to sell insurance? No, I don't think so. You don't think so either for some reason. So we know something's going on here, but how do we know? You can't get a machine to figure this out, but we can do it just like that. And so, yeah. For the ones who couldn't get the last one, this one's more simple. All right, who's more likely to be aggressive, the man on the left or the man on the right? Man A or man B? Correct. Okay, you all said B. Everybody. I've shown this picture, I don't know, maybe 100 times, primarily to judges, lawyers. Seriously. And they all said the same thing. Now, we just did something really, really, really bad. Really, really, really wrong. We just judged somebody's aggressiveness based on their appearance. Now, what if this man had been black? What if this man had been dark-skinned Latino? We have made a judgment based on midbrain and cortical associations, assuming that we can judge aggressiveness by what someone looks like, and that is simply false. And you don't know how many children have suffered at the hands of our judicial system because of the way they looked. And so it's not just racial profiling, but other kinds of profiling. And it happens all the time, and everybody here. So one thing good about this kind of work is it teaches a bit of humility. I mean, we all just made the same mistake. It is the same person. So how are we so sure that this one was more aggressive? Well, you were judging the face. You can't judge aggressiveness by facial features. Okay. Now, let me show you how some of this occurs, though. This may be a little bit too small for you to see, but let's take the man at the top. On the left, he's smiling, and on the right, he's afraid. By what square does he start to become afraid? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's take the woman underneath. She's afraid on the right. On the left, she's smiling. When does she start to smile? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About in the middle? Where? Just speak up. Okay. Now, where you perceive the transition, or where you begin to perceive hostility, or depression or sadness, depends on the kind of environment in which you were raised. If you were raised in a barrio, or in a ghetto, or in a war zone, or in a family where there's constant hostility and aggression and fear, then your perception of danger and anger and of sadness, etc., is skewed to the left or the right in this picture, and we can demonstrate this. And so these children and adults perceive the world differently, and they perceive the same facial expressions differently than do others, because they've been raised with it. And so they're sensitized to it, and they make judgments, misjudgments, based on that. And this happens in the courtrooms and in offices, in our offices all the time. Sometimes we'll be just sitting there neutral. We kind of like the kid, you know, but they're reading us as hostile and trying to hurt them or hurt their families. And part of that is because of the environment that they've grown up in. So children from distressed backgrounds perceive the world differently. Their minds have adapted to a world that's untrustworthy, threatening, hostile, or environment. Their hearts, and we're going to get into the amygdala, that midbrain part, is actually the heart of the matter, and the heart of our talking. And you know, I did a year of cardiology thinking unconsciously that the heart was in the chest. But of course the heart is in the brain, and now we know a lot more about it, and we'll talk more. And if we wanted to make criminals out of kids, we would put them in environments with other hostile kids. But we would never do that in California, would we? Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.